Okay, so next question for you. So you have spoken about always working for your family, living for
Mhm.
them, and putting yourself last. How has this digital business helped you to rediscover self-care, self-love, and a new version of success?
This question is very, if my sister can only say how she sees me before
Mm-hmm.
and with this business, I was working full time and I look so haggard. She would always say that you have to take care of yourself. You don't look your age. You look so, it's not good terms. So it's more of that when we are, I myself, like on my journey, I I do, yeah, as you have said, I keep on working and working, and I put myself last. I was giving all my all, to the point that I didn't know that I was pouring from an empty cup, because I give my all, there's nothing left for me. But I didn't know about that. Some of the times we do those things and we're not even aware. Um i i always do things, but at the same time I always expect things, because as a mom you wanted to be disciplined, you wanted to do this, you have your own standards, and somehow you expect that standards also from your son or from your family. That's when I would say that I'm a mom of a Gen Z, because Gen Z does not have that same characteristics. I cannot impose the same discipline, or the same, uh what do you call it, like characteristic of how we grow up. There is a generation gap. And
Mm-hmm.
when I was just working and my focus is that, and I almost don't understand that generation gap there. But when I started to do this business, the thing with this business is that it's not just about the business. They start it with your mindset, like how you look, what's always be grateful with whatever you see in life. There may be struggles in life, but behind that struggle there's always a reason. I always believe that there's always a reason for everything. But
Mm-hmm.
it gave a better meaning when I started this business. And then I started to, oh yes, I am actually, I need to take care of myself. And when we are doing this, like for example this live, or going to meet our friends, or going to meet our, like the business, do the business, because we are doing attraction marketing, and we attract ourselves. We attract who we are. And we have to always be, um on our best version of us. And to be on the best version is also to be vulnerable, to be able to identify where we lack. And that's when I see things that I lack, things that I don't understand before. And when I started this, I rediscovered it. My family, my son, kind of like sees me on a different light. They don't feel that struggle or the pressure anymore that they should satisfy me. It's not, because they found me having my own life and having my own version, having my own vision. I live for myself, and they appreciate it more, and they respected me more because of that. So a lot of these things, this digital business, I don't think I would be able um, to realize about it, because I'm very academic before. I work, and then I try to hone my skill. I get certification so that I can be better at my work. But to be better at myself, that's how this digital business really has helped me.
Yes, thank you for sharing that, and I totally agree with you. Like for a lot of us, when we start this journey, we are thinking on this online business only on the financial part of it. But once we start the journey, we realize that there's more than that, and like you mentioned, working on the mindset,
Mhm.
getting new knowledge, self development, growth, on yourself. and like you mentioned, now they see a different you, compared to who you were like before. And that is true. This journey is kind of like rediscovering yourself.
Yes.
It's a journey that we're gonna have ups and downs, along the way. We might have some challenges and setbacks, but through those setbacks and challenges and those downs, we found ourselves, who we are. um, and I love that you shared that, that now your family see you in a different way. And that's
Mhm.
that's the thing that I would say also. We have a legacy plan in this business, in the financially, that you can pass on to your kids. But the other legacy that you leave into your family is what you're showing right now, becoming you, showing that you're perseverant, you're resilient, you changing your mentality, you open to new opportunities, something that perhaps, before you wouldn't see, because like you mentioned, you were a career woman, like you had that employee mindset. Um, so your kid, your son in this case, your son seeing you taking on a new venture, something
Mhm.
totally new for you, seeing that you're going for your dreams, that's an inspiration to them, because um they say, well, if my mom is able to do this, to do something totally different, and going to this venture, then so can I. If she goes for her
Mhm.
dream, so can I. So you're teaching your son, uh, new lessons just to watch you, what you're doing. So
Uh-huh.
that's the other legacy that you will leave to your kids. And like you mentioned, being grateful. On Yeah, we talk a lot about in this community about being grateful. Um,
Mhm.
and work on the mindset, because like doing this business is not easy. Like I mentioned, there's ups and downs, so you really have to work on your mindset daily. That's one of the things that I learned the hard way on this business, because I thought that I had a strong mindset, but that was my first lesson there, that no, you don't have a strong mindset. A strong mindset, you really have to feed it every day, because it's like
Yes.
a muscle. If you don't exercise your muscle becomes weak. So any
Mhm.
small movement, you're gonna get injured. So the same thing, like your mindset, if you don't um, feed your mindset every day, when you encounter a setback, depending of the level of the setback, your mindset might fail you, and then you're gonna fall down into that victim, problem focus mindset. So um, that's one of the lessons that I learned on this journey, that I need to focus on my mindset every day, to be able to have a strong mindset. Um, so the other thing that I learned on this one is patience. I don't know about you. Have you learned patience on this business?
Oh yes, yes, I did. Like everything, like you have to be patient, and the patience is something that it's not just like it's not just being able, like how it is, like the sun and the moon. Some
Hmm.
people sets their business so skyrocket, then some people may be slow or not. But then I was saying that it's not really slow. It's not really, it's just everyone has their own time. Like the
Yes.
sun and the moon. The sun and the moon never shines together.
Hmm.
Sometimes it does, but they each have their own time. So in this business also, something that I learned is being patient. Your time will come. You just do what you need to do. Be consistent. Be small things matter. There's no small, there's like celebrate the wins. So just to continue and do not, so you can take a rest, but never give up. Just be
Yes.
patient. So if you feel like you're because we like we're just normal, we're just human. There's
Yeah.
ups and downs. We have that too. But if we have that down moment, we don't need, we have to also honor ourselves. We have to respect our feelings that, hey, okay, let's take a step back, rest what you need, take care, because even cell phone that you continue on using, it has battery that you need to recharge. We
Yeah.
also need to recharge. You need to
Mhm.
recharge. So be patient with everyone, be patient with everything, and be your own best friend, is what I learned in here. Because when like like we will hear naysayers in this business. We do. It's not all roses. There's also thorns, but we consider all those challenges, like you said, challenges and setbacks. They're things that actually builds us. They
Mhm.
are the ones that keep make us resilient and brings us actually soar us to the better version of ourselves. So that patience, we just become patient, and the best is be our own best friend. You don't want to say bad things, like when someone makes a complaint or saying that I can't do this, I can't do that. We don't reply to, oh yeah, you can't do that. We don't reply with that. What we tell is, no, you can do it. Just look at this other things that you have. So sometimes we actually even have to put ourselves on a different shoe, or put ourselves aside and talk as if we are a different person, and we are talking to our best friend. So that's how I also say it.
Yes. Yes, thank you for sharing that. And the other thing that you mentioned before was about well, I see this like, like sometimes, you get some setbacks in your life.
Mhm.
But we don't understand why, but there is a reason why. Later, on, like if you look back to your journey, you wouldn't be here because of those setbacks. Those setbacks lead you to here. Um, and those things that, like we learn as we go, because, like, I think we all have been redirected to come here in some way or another.
Mhm.
Like, for example, my life has been a lot of setback in the tours, and I end up here. And this is a beautiful journey, like,
Mhm.
you have learned so many from like from your working career, but also now you're learning the other ways. It's a different type of learning, like rediscovering yourself. Because before you were like, we are like, kind of like in a sleepy way, because we're just going into that cycle. We are like a same routine all the time,
Mhm.
but now it's different. Now um we're thinking, we're more open to see things out there that before we didn't see. So this journey really is about rediscovering yourself along the way, um, and learning, so many things along this journey, like patience, mindset, which is one of the strongest one that we require in this business. And I love the fact that you say, we need to, when we have those setbacks, we need to pause and reflect, because we're humans. Even with the strongest mindset that you might have, we're going to have moments where we really have to let our emotions out, you know. But the key here is, you take your moment, but then you bounce back and you continue your journey. Um, so you don't stay in that moment. So that's the difference of having a good mindset, that yes, you take your moment to reflect, see what changes you have to do, and then keep going in your journey. But yeah, we do have to let our feelings down. We do have some comments here from Luke Jennifer. Hello, watching from Ontario. Thank you for watching, Luke.
Um,
And then we have from Joyce Domingo, also watching from Ontario. So thank you for
mhm.
watching. So yeah, so thank you for sharing that. And I would say, like, now that you're into this online business, you're becoming more independent too. More
Yes.
like a business woman entrepreneur. So that's the other thing that is amazing, to be able to build something of your own.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you have a purpose of helping others to be able to help them, to build the same their dreams. So this business is a good thing, because it's not only about you, but it's also
Mhm.
about impacting other people's life, and also about giving back to the community, because um, it's not only helping our the members of our community, but also helping on the outside, like financially, because eventually we're gonna build enough financial money, that we are able to help other organizations that we love. Like, for example, I love to help the food bank, or provide food
Yeah.
to kids in the school. So So you will have enough money for you, but also to give back